So I found this grid on Instagram by the account Deep Red Perfect Blue talking about the best horror performances of 2024, and I'm going to go row by row and decide which one is my favourite, starting off with the first episode today in the top row. So unfortunately the first performance that I have to eliminate is Samara Weaving in the movie Azrael, because out of the 4 movies that we have here, Azrael was the only one that I hadn't seen, so it's pretty hard to rate a performance for a movie that I haven't even checked out. But the 3 remaining performances here I have seen, and all of them are really good, so this is actually a really stacked row. So David Johnson's performance as the android Andy in the movie Alien Romulus was a really underrated and solid performance from last year, and especially the chemistry that he had with Kaylee Spaney, who played the character of Rain. The bond that those two had together was sort of the emotional glue that drove the movie forward for me. So yes, there was tons of cool and scary shit going on with the aliens, but what made that so much more impactful is that we wanted our characters to survive, especially those two together. And I feel like he found a really good balance between being someone who we were compelled to see survive, while also being emotionless because he was an android. Now, I thought Michael Keaton gave one of the more fun performances from last year when he returned to the role of Beetlejuice. You gotta remember, it was such a big time gap between the first Beetlejuice movie and last year's Beetlejuice, but I really feel like Michael Keaton did not miss a beat. He was so charismatic, he had tons of energy, it was so much fun. But I feel like what kind of hurts his performance is that there was so much going on in that movie, as in there was so many characters, so many different storylines. I just feel like his performance sort of got swept up in all of it. But when you focus on him himself in that movie and his performance as Beetlejuice, it was really strong, and that's what we're doing here today. We're not talking about the movies, we're talking about the performances, and I thought he did not miss a beat after all these years. And finally, we have Hunter Schafer in the movie Cuckoo. I thought she did a great job leading this movie. I think she's just going to be one of those up-and-coming actresses that we just see in more and more things, and I have no problem with that. I thought she did a great job leading this movie, as in we've all seen her in Euphoria, and we knew that she was a good actress. She popped up in the new Hunger Games movie, I forget what that one was called, but the way that she led this movie, you know, I really bought into her character and the role that she was giving here, so another great performance from this top row. So like I said, 3 really strong performances, at least out of the 3 that I'd seen from this row, but I can only give the number 1 spot to one performance, so I'm going to give it to David Johnson for his role as Andy the android in Alien Romulus. Like I said, he's playing an android, something that isn't even human, that doesn't show emotion, yet I cared about his character so much. I didn't want him to get hurt, I didn't want anyone who cared about him to get hurt, and like I said, a lot of that you can put down to his chemistry and the bond that he formed with Kaylee Spaney's character Rains, and like I said earlier, I feel like also really underrated. So that was my favourite performance from this row. Let me know your favourite, and I'll see you guys later.